Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Sunday Brunch. I'm 72 the Architect. Today, we're going to talk about how to reset and adjust your better self or adjust for better outcomes. So stay tuned here in just a moment, and we'll be right back. Hey everybody, how you all doing? Have you gotten to that part where it's Sunday, you're really trying to figure out, okay, what should I do today? Should I go do something fun? Is it a laundry day? Is it something where I'm going to take my family out to eat? Or much more? Maybe you're really confused, but what about tomorrow when Monday starts? Are you going to be one of those kind of people that says, I don't want to really get down to today? Well, today we're going to talk about, things that really matter. That's right. Here on Sunday Brunch, I take a little bit of a break, but it's great to be back, and I've been delighted to really actually be here to be able to express what I'm going through, what I'm doing with my own life, and help people reset for their own selves. Taking a reset, can be a powerful tool, and it can help you to make yourself ready, right? But recently, I had a chance to take a creator's reset. During this time, I was deep and heavy thought about my internal messages, my destinations, the outcomes that I really wanted. I believe that it's important to take a reset in life and love and business and all things that evolve around you that you're connected to. Taking a reset can help us all within the reflections and the adjustments for better outcomes. So that's what we're here to do today. Now, like I said, I've been taking a creative break and I read some things recently. I've been actually spending a lot of time reading on, to be really clear and honest, is more about what can I do? What is my message? And what is the destination where I really enjoy myself? That's right, enjoying myself. When I think about, not just a reset to do for the week, but for my outcomes and my goals, am I clear on the destinations of those goals? It's really difficult most of the time. Do we ever seldomly think about that? And I can tell you from experience that, when I really did this for myself, it wasn't easy and it hasn't been. I've been, tormented. Like, am I making the right decision? Am I really doing the best that I can do for myself? And that's, excuse me, but it's stressful. But see, let's look at the methods of what resets do. Let's look at the outcomes that resets can offer us. Now, when we reset, sometimes it's like when you go on a hike or something like that, and you really look at, wow, I just accomplished that. And I went to the heights of these hills or the waterfalls or whatever. And you look at all this stuff and you're like, man, I did this. I didn't know necessarily how I was going to do it. I just knew that that was the destination. But now on to the next thing. And then maybe the next big mountain of whatever you're into is going to be much more difficult. Now, this is the really careful thing about why resets are so important. Resets are important because they give us an opportunity. That's right, an opportunity to take a second glance. Maybe I shouldn't do so much so early, so fast, wear myself out. Maybe I should take a better view about how I start my morning, like breathing, reading, making everyone else and everything else not my problem for at least 1 hour a day. I was talking to a colleague and friend of mine today and say they feel lost, they feel suffocated. And one of the things that I also recognize with that is when you feel suffocated and unrested, your mind begins to stress and spiral. And I've been there too. I know exactly what that is. Working with my integrity and my honesty have been the first biggest things in my life in the last 2 weeks. Um, and you're like, well, why is that? Because there were some things that were just imposter like. I wasn't feeling what I was doing. I was just kind of like acting like on autopilot, right? I was not connecting well with my significant other. Trust beginning to become a question or has been a question, and we're not on firm foundation or ground. Business, same thing. Flimsy. Work, flimsy. Friends, flimsy. But then I decided, okay, enough is enough. I've said enough is enough before, but if it takes me 10 more times or 100 more times, and then that's what I got to do until I get it right, then that's what I got to do. So that's one thing, understand. Allow yourself a reset. Number one is allow to accept everything as they are. Nothing more, nothing less. You want things to get better, but in order to get things to where you want them to be, and you really can enjoy yourself, understand what you accept. That's number one. So, number one, know what you accept. Number two, the options. By taking today and setting up a few things, maybe I'll do my laundry, put it away, whatever it may be, put these things away, and then what? They're put away. I don't have to deal with them. So, you can set aside your morning for church. You could set up for laundry, or maybe you're taking the family excursion out to the snow. Maybe you're going skiing. I don't know, whatever it is, but it's enjoyment. But have you taken a little bit of time, at least an hour, for getting ready for tomorrow? And it's important. So, first part is accepting. Second part is observing the areas where you can set yourself up for success and whatever it is, emotions, business, love, whatever it is. Take yourself and set yourself for success for the next evolution of things. Number three, very important. If you haven't put goals in place, like writing them down, then maybe you have too many dependencies to make them happen. They may be in your head, they might be in the shelf, whatever they may be, whatever it is. But then you start to think about, well, you know what? Maybe if I write this down and I know that it needs to be achieved for a priority and a necessity, my life will increase, my ability and my stress will reduce, and I'll have a better outcome. Very important. So when we look at all these things, it's so very important to understand what you have in place matters. That's right. What you have in place matters. And the destination that you have in place or that you want to be in place is going to be achievable because it's a priority, it's a necessity. I was talking to another friend where they were saying, they got, let's just say, a sum of money. And I said, okay, well, now you're on the peak of the wave. The only way to go is down and slide the wave, right? Slide the wave of prosperity because everything ebbs and flows. It's very important. And I said, okay, you're going to run into a flat spot. And they were like, yeah. And I said, okay. So the next day they ended up telling me about, I'm stressed. I said, well, you just had an uptick and you're talking about all these other things, but you're still on sliding the wave that you're on. So are you looking at your priorities? So when we look at the resets, you know, for the better outcome is one, what do I trust and I believe? Can I accept things? Do I understand things? Having the vision, having an understanding of what you're doing. And then what is the destination? Is it just ideas and hopes? And do they float away? And others' needs become a priority. And I think this is where a lot of us are at when we go to work. We're working for somebody else and facilitating their needs, but what works for us? What do we have in place to work for us? And that's why resetting on Sunday is very important. So when I think about what's actually matters most, in the last few weeks, or actually last few months, I've been evaluating my behavior and who I'm around. Am I around the same kind of people with the same kind of problems? Or am I going to be stingy? I'm not going to attend so easy to certain invitations, no matter what they are. And then I began to understand the importance of the next big thing is solitude. You've got to have some time for some solitude, sobriety from the outside noises, notifications, all that great stuff. You've got to have sobriety from outside influences, at least one part of the day, at least 1 hour. Some people are better than 1 hour. They're like 4 hours, 5 hours, but they're at that height of performance where not other opinions and people matter. And it's very important to enjoy yourself, but not let luxury and enjoyment overcome the priority of the hard work. Most of the time when we feel lost, when we feel overwhelmed, it's because we took too much in luxury and entertainment to distract us enough from our priorities. And then when things cost more and the priorities accelerate, it becomes a whirlwind like a tornado and tears you up. And really, ladies and gentlemen, just speaking about myself, what I've been doing is I'm exercising. I joined another fitness challenge. A colleague in front of mine, Barbara Majeski, started a challenge. There's a link in my let's see if I have it. More collected. Oh, here we go. This link right here, March 1st, started a fitness challenge. The non-negotiables are you got to drink water. You got to exercise 30 minutes a day. You got to post that exercise, either a picture of your shoes or whatever, the workout, even the little clip in the gym or Peloton exercise, or even looking at your Apple Watch, showing 30 minutes of activity a day, 7 days a week. Like I said, it can be done to a walk. You can do anything you want. And then you got to journal. You got to write about the experience. What's the vision? So I've been lucky enough to be a part of all that, honestly. And, what I would say is it's one ingredient, one careful ingredient that is really going to help me go forward. And I understand these hard works. It's going to benefit the person that I love, my children, this physical activity, getting mentally clear, rationally calming myself, not letting things rattle my cage so easy. I have had my cage rattled one too many times. Honestly, we all have. The last couple of years, almost 3 years now, 3 years of COVID scares, people assuming sciences, all this stuff, right? And it's like, at what cost? What do we give up along the way? I see people constantly, they keep blaming, honestly, they keep blaming the event, but not our own choices within the event. What did I lose? I lost money. I lost a sense of myself. I started to begin to understand, what was at play. And it was really sad, honestly. But eventually, I didn't believe the hype. I began to understand my own health. I began to understand my diabetes. I began to understand my mindset, why I was not enjoying who I am. How could I be a better partner? How could I be a better businessman? I took these couple of years, really, they were the biggest opportunity for me to understand, right? To understand me. And one thing I will definitely say is that making sure absolutely that I'm calm and collective, that I'm not overstressed, you know? And when I understand when I'm not overstressed, I am coherent to make better decisions. And so those who are panicking, it's kind of like the sky is falling. Resets come into play. I'm more disciplined. I'm more in tune with who I am, what I do, and I can also be an aid to others because I am not reaching success by just my own efforts. There are people who have made contributions and given me opportunities, and I can't thank them enough. So when you look at, you know, really the topic of the show, how to reset, start with what you accept. Learn about what you don't accept. Maybe you're too stuck on the rules, right? Don't be so stuck on the rules. And if you can understand that, then you can begin to understand where brand new opportunities and where benefits truly come into play, right? Honestly, that's really what I think of. I think about my benefits. I think about all this great stuff. I think about I'm enjoying my life. I'm enjoying where I'm going to be. But I take these resets weekly. It's like, okay, take an evaluation of your time. Like, where did you waste most of your time this week? And where did you put most value in your week where it was a maximum benefit, honestly. And that's the thing. We don't realize that it's a maximum benefit until we really feel the reward. Like I've been in moments where I've celebrated my success, and it was like, I thought it was supposed to feel more enriching than it is. And that goes back to the number one, accepting, you know, and it goes on to also number three, what was the destination out of all this? What was it worth? So something that I read in, the Daily Stoic, excuse my my mess, by Ryan Holiday, and I'll leave a link for this in Amazon if you want to buy it for yourself. It's one page a day. And let me turn to the right page. Let's see. Okay. For yesterday, March 4th, I thought this question was very important. It says, how many of my limitations are really self-imposed? Now, he quotes Epictetus, and he says, the person is free who lives as they wish, neither compelled nor hindered nor limited, whose choices aren't hampered, whose desires succeed, who don't fall into what repels them, who wishes to live in deception, tripped up, mistaken, undisciplined, complaining, in a rut. No one. There's a base of people who don't live as they wish, and so no base person is free. So why that's so important? It says because when we're stuck in our perceptions, we create the limitations and we're not accepting things. It's like, okay, I understand my limitations are A, B, and C. And now that I understand it, what do I accept about my situation? Now, what are the proximities of what I can do? Does fear walk in? Does fear distract you? It does for a lot of us. And I can say that in my own life, my mental health right now is a very important thing. My physical health is very important to me. My family health is very important to me. My personal values, my core. And so here's the next part of the reset, resetting yourself. Something that we take for granted and we overlook. How often do you really look forward to real fulfilling sleep? Rest. Are you staying up till 1 o'clock in the morning? Are you really in a place where, when you wake up, you feel refreshed, you're ready to do the day? How many of us really desire that feeling? I think we talk about it and we kind of glimpse it. But for me, when I get up in the morning, I don't feel stress as much to go to the gym. When I do, it's like, okay, I'm feeling stressed because I haven't put the disciplines in place for where I want to be. They weren't a priority, they weren't action points. And so that's what I got to do. I got to create the discipline. And guess what? Discipline becomes the habit becomes the belief, and it becomes the trust. And you know what? Life gets better. It does get better. You can't negotiate, not so many of us say it, but you can't negotiate yourself out of doing hard work. But the other alteration to it is the smart work. That's right, the intelligent work. I work on my body, I work on my mindset, and guess what? I soar, I fly, I have the strength, I have the ability. And I was just talking to my mother, and I remember the days when we were kids and we were kind of talking about, when she retired, she wanted to be able to travel to Ireland and so many other places, right? And was it foreseeable getting diabetes? No, wasn't. And in her walk, she shuffles, but she's got to enjoy a lot of experiences. But the experiences that she saved in her mind, were they really achieved? And that begins to feel sometimes sad. So we understand the destination? When I say I don't even know if I look forward to retirement. I just look forward to keeping up my ability, enjoying my three wonderful daughters, Alina, Bella, and Valentina. I look to enjoy their smiles. I look forward to seeing them thrive as adults, whether how much of a father I've been or not been, but seeing them flourish. That would be the biggest reward. That is the biggest reward to me, and not see them sink into poverty. But see, we all have our own self journey. And if you want better outcomes, you got to constantly look, hey, sometimes just accept things for where they're at. And sometimes what you've learned from what you've accepted gives you a leg up to do something different and better. And that's what I'll say. So going forward on Sunday, what are you going to do today? Are you going to spend a little bit of time preparing for the next few days? Maybe just tomorrow? And if you prepare for tomorrow, when you get done, excuse me, got a little frog in my throat. When you get done tomorrow, will you set up Tuesday? And by the end of the week, as you prepared, what gained from the discipline, the strength of preparation, right? What gained? Something you didn't have before. Write it down. Anyhow, that's all I have for Sunday brunch. Today, I'm going to see my little one, spend time with my lady. I have my laundry to finish up, room to clean up a little bit, get ready for the most best Monday I can possibly have for tomorrow. I want to thank you all for watching, and hopefully you subscribe to this channel here on YouTube. I do Rise and Grind twice a week, and I have not been creating too much content lately, but guess what? And that's the other, I guess here's the bonus. You can't wait till you feel good to be ready. You just got to make it happen. So I took some time off. I'll be creating more content going forward. And that's the beauty of it, having it ready even when you're not ready. So we'll see y'all next time. Y'all take care. Make sure you subscribe and share with a friend. We'll talk to you later. And if you want to join the fitness, it's not too late. It's a great, great program to be a part of. I'm a part of it. I'm an ambassador. And when you click on that link, you too will be under even my guidance. I've lost weight in the last fitness challenge that I did. And this is a great opportunity to be around really great, awesome, amazing, positive people. So we'll see y'all next time. Y'all take care.